What's up YouTube, Mr. Lamacy here, and today we're going to be doing the Summon Golemancer Necro guided playthrough. Now this one's gonna really take off in Nightmare, so part normal is gonna be a little bit more of what we desire. We can use a golem with summons, or we can use a golem with, you know, bone, kind of whatever we really want to do in normal we can do. This is a very fun build that is actually the build that we use for speedrunning, and it's so fun that I wanted to present it to you guys as well, because honestly it's just a blast. It's just an absolute blast to play through. It's a little bit riskier and a little bit scarier to play than your normal Bonemancer or Summon Necro, because you do have, with those you are going to have like bone prison, or you're gonna have so many summons out that you're protecting yourself, and this can be a little bit more dangerous, but I promise you it's worth it, and it is a ton of fun. So with that being said, let's dive in a little bit, and I will explain more as we go along. So this is a guided playthrough. This is the Let's Play of this Golemancer. We are playing on a Necromancer. Now, what are the important things to first note about a Necromancer? First off, he has pretty bad stats, right? He's got low vitality start. He only gains 2 life per vitality point. And so he does not gain life very quickly. And that can be a little bit brutal. So we're definitely going to want to be stocking in vitality, but anything that's with plus to life can definitely be more beneficial here, just to give us a little bit bigger of a boost than we would get, you know, on like a barbarian who gets 4 life per vitality point, or, you know, a paladin with 3 life per vitality point. So he's definitely on the lower end there. Otherwise, he's definitely also a bit weak in the early stages of the game. The Necromancer, you know, he's kind of mid, right? He has some very strong places, like he's very good PvP at the very end. If you have, you know, like a Poison Nova with, you know, all the right gear, he can be really stacked at the end and super strong. But in the early stages, you really don't have a lot of great skills up top. Teeth is kind of your best skill. And it falls off once you start getting, you know, into like 13, 14, 15, 16. Bone Spear starts to pick up a little bit, but it takes a few levels to really get going pretty well. So he can just be a little difficult in the early stages. And then Corpse Explosion, of course, is one of the best skills in the game, but early on, very hard to use it. A lot of mana, and just generally, you're not going to have a lot, because you need to kill monsters first before you can start exploding them. Otherwise, with summons, your skellies are just pretty solid. The middle, again, kind of weak. And then revives and fire golem are really nice. And this is where we will be focusing a little bit later on. So we will be going into revives. And of course, we'll have the fire golem for the Golemancer piece of it. And then with the curses, a lot of curses are just kind of one-point wonders. So, you know, lower resist can be nice. Decrepify can be nice. Amp damage can be really good. And so, you know, usually just a few points in like amp damage, if you're going for anything with physical, can be super nice. So that being said, let's go ahead and get this character started. I'm going to go to players 8. Remember, you can always type /players. Oops. There you go. You can always type /players and then 1 through 8. To change it, and if you are wanting as well here, you can do it at the very bottom of gameplay. You can adjust the player count. This is also for controllers who can't type. You can do it right there. So just a note about that for where you can change player count. And what that does, of course, is it increases the difficulty, but it also increases the experience gained and whatnot. And in these early stages, yeah, okay, if a Fallen deals a little bit more damage, who cares? I just want to kind of get a lot of experience and get a lot of items. So something you'll note is I'm going to be dropping way more items on players 8, and I just get much more experience. So we're just going to level up, you know, to start, pretty basic. Like I said, through normal, we get to kind of decide how we want to build, because this isn't really going to take off till Nightmare. So, do you guys prefer summon or bone for normal? We'll let the chats decide. Summon, summon, summon. All right, we will go with summons then. Poison dagger, no. We'll go with summons then. So we'll go ahead and boost up right there. And get our next skelly rolling. Now, generally for increasing your damage and everything with this character, what you want to do is go, if we're going summons, what you want to do is go max raise skeleton with the 1 point in skeleton mastery. And the reason is because every additional point in raised skeleton is going to be worth a little bit more. Now somebody's going to say, no, skeleton mastery adds a little bit more than raised skeleton. And that's true, but raised skeleton eventually equals another skeleton, and having the additional skeleton is worth more, and it's more DPS than the point that you're putting into skeleton mastery. So you really want to be going there if you can. Ooh, a rare jewel. Could be some nice gold to start. So we'll get our 1 point in skeleton mastery, and then we'll just work up raised skeleton. And we can also, of course, get like corpse explosion and stuff, but that'll probably come a little bit later.
Help me.
I'm glad these are back. I missed these guided playthroughs.
Oh, thanks, Yaras. Thanks, McDangles. So let's go ahead and head back right here. We'll get a little bit of gold. It's a pretty decent jewel, actually. And go there. And what you can do if you get early gold, like we have 4,700 gold very early, which is really nice. Now, of course, we start with a +1 raised skeleton wand, but we could potentially find like a +2 raised skeleton wand that doesn't cost 5,500, right? Unfortunately, that one is a little bit more expensive than we want. But we'll go ahead and go down there.
Hello.
And if you ever want to reset and try and find again, you can always just do the same thing. You can go in and out as much as you would like. And this is also something, if you have gold from your stash that you don't care about sharing over. Some people are like, I want to be purely, fully self-found and nothing else. Then, okay, you know, you can just like, if you get the gold, you get it. If not. But if you don't care about that much and you're like, hey, I'd like to do a little more and, you know, share some gold over, then you can share some gold over and get some like, ooh, +3 to skeleton, you know, look for a 3/3 even, right? Who knows? You can do this as much or as little as you want. So doesn't look like we're finding anything. That's okay. We'll just continue with the basics. Maybe we'll get some more gold and we can check again a little bit later. Now, before I go down into the den, I'm actually going to go back to players 1. The main reason is because the Den of Evil can just be kind of brutal. You can just get tons of mobs, and these gargantuan beasts plus zombies also will have some decent physical, just like, you know, res, lots of life, whatever. And so it can just take a long time to do the den. If you want to stick on players 8, you totally can, but it'll just take a while, right? It's just going to take longer to go through the den. You can additionally change the player count when you start getting near the end of the Den of Evil, so you can get that experience from the boss group at the end. There's a lot of kind of choices there. So none of that really matters in the long run because it's all just getting a few more items or more experience at the cost of time. And right now, that's all just, do you want to do that or not, right? Like, that's all just your decision. I didn't talk about stat points yet, but we did kind of talk earlier. We're just going to be jamming Vitality. There's really not much else, especially as this early summon Necro, to be putting into. Later on, I'll probably put into some energy, just because it can be really nice for corpse explosion. But right now, you know, we're not using any corpse explosion. We're just kind of killing dudes with some melee attacks here in our skellies. And so what do I want? I just want more life because we start out with not very much life at all on this character. So if you wanted to shift to players 8 for the boss group, around now would be the time. You generally want to do it when you're about 2 screens away from the monster that would be spawning. So I switched to players 8, so none of this is going to be players 8. None of this is going to be players 8. But stuff up here will probably start spawning players 8. So these guys might, yeah, these Fallen started spawning players 8. Everything up there probably does. And these guys down here probably did not. So when you shift the player count, it's not always going to be mobs that you now we gotta kill the shaman. It's not always gonna be mobs that you just immediately could see, right? What about Splendor and the Necro Shield for +1 skills? Yeah, I mean, plus skills are great. So that is a good point. I guess we should talk a little bit about gear. What do we want for gear? For this character, early on especially when we're a summon necro here, we want to run, and here you can see where the players count changes are really nice. It is going to get us more and more for leveling. We really want to focus on plus skills. That's pretty much our main thing, because I'm generally standing further away, and so plus skills are really solid. Now, amp damage is also really good right here. If you can find it on a wand, that can be really nice, save you a point, but you will want amp damage at some point anyways. I just wanted to get up the extra skelly first. That third skelly I feel like is really nice. So we can just make sure we have our skellies rolling. But getting amp damage can be very beneficial. And again, we will go into vitality. So obviously, yeah, Hodo, Shaco, Spirit, you know, any of those things can all be really nice with all the plus skills. We're not at that point yet, and obviously things like Hodo and stuff are going to be later game with high runes. So right now we're just looking for the basics, right? What are some basic, easy ways that we can get plus to skills? If we can find an Eye of Etlich, that'd be great. If we can make, you know, a Spirit Sword, that could be really nice later. If we can get anything that's just got, you know, some Necro Wands with plus skills can be really nice. We found that wand right there. It doesn't have anything, but we could maybe imbue this wand later and see if we can get something good. Find a Necro Head with it. Right? All of those can just be really beneficial. So we'll put that away. We can also re-roll wands later on. And I'm picking up throwing knives and things like that just for gold, right? I'm just trying to pick up and get gold so we can continue and look for, hey, there you go, 2 to raise skeleton right there. So it's a little boost. We're just kind of taking small boost where we can. So this will raise us to 4 skellies now with the 2 points we got right there. So that's really nice. And we will go into vitality as well. So we go back to the Cold Plains. We have level 5. At level 6, I'll get a Clay Golem. The biggest reason is, 1, the Clay Golem is a really, really good tank. The Clay Golem is actually one of the best golems just like ever. 1, he's a good tank, which is just always great. Let's go ahead and get another skeleton, and we can resummon the skeletons as well, because the new skeletons we summon will be stronger, since they're based off of this level 6 and the previous ones were based off the level 3. So whenever you summon the skeletons, that's going to be what they're based on. Here we have some champions. We love champions. And I definitely also would love amp damage, I think, around this time. So I might go ahead and grab amp damage after I get Clay Golem. But Golem is also really good because if you restart the game, if all your summons die, whatever it is, you can always go back to like the Bloodmoor, bring out your Clay Golem, and get easy kills right there. And those kills can be used then for the other pieces, right? So you can use those kills to then get the bodies so you can do more and go from there. I want to pick up every chipped gem I possibly can. And this is because chipped gems can be used for re-rolling. And I will show that off a little bit later. So for now, just sit back and enjoy. And this is, you know, going to take a tiny bit as we again are on Players 8. And Players 8 just takes a tiny bit. But what we love about it, one, is the big increase in drops. Two, the giant experience that you gain for every kill. So it's really nice.
You, Mr. Llama. Great to see you back. I've missed the last few streams.
Hey,
Congrats to your family on the new baby, less than 3.
Thank you. Now, at this point, an important thing to note is when and what you're killing and how much you're killing. So you can go through and just stop and kill every single thing you come across. That is totally a fine way to play, and honestly a way that many people do play the game. It's just kind of a natural way to feel where you're like, I gotta do it, I gotta kill everything. It totally works, but it can be a little slow, and it can be annoying with experience because, for instance, we're almost level 6 here. There's not as much experience in the Cold Plains at level 6. Wait, so if that's there, so that is just gonna dead end there. Okay. So that cuts right up. I thought that was gonna go to the corner. Iron Golem is definitely fun to play with, but I don't know. It's never. I never want to like use something solid on it, you know. It's a lot of investment, and yeah, generally like an insight or something I feel like is a solid way, but even still, it's kind of
gifted
annoying.
a tier 1 sub to Corpheus 92.
Thank you, Buck Juice. So something like out here can be nice because we can start, you know, getting a little bit more experience in the Stony Field. You're gonna be a little better than the Cold Plains. I don't mind killing a few things. See if we can get that level up and get our Golem going. Okay. Perfect. Now we have a Golem. Oh, and the Golem also slows, which is the last thing I forgot to say. He's giant tank and he slows so much, and it's really nice. So what do we do to kind of combat the issue of, you know, not killing everything? Well, the main thing we do is we focus on killing anything that's a boss. So this is a boss, Flame Call the Witch, and these are his minions, right? These Foul Crows. And you can tell they're minions because they say minion under the name. So it says Foul Crow, and underneath it says minion. But wait a second, Mr. Llama, why does this Foul Crow not say minion under his name? Well, there's actually a small bug with auras. Let me actually jot that down. I wanted to make a list of bugs. If a boss just has an aura, is just aura enchanted, then his minions don't actually show minion. Just a small fun bug. Let's go find Rakanishu, probably over here to the left. Yep. This is another good boss right here. Wish we could have 6 golems. I know, me too. How do you bind a skill to anything other than F keys? In your options, you go to gameplay, or controls, I mean, and you just change what you want your binds to be. Now, I will go ahead and get 5 strength right now. You can get this kind of whenever. I'm getting it just because I want to pick up this armor. It's not 2 sockets, so I don't really care. I want 2 sockets so I can make a stealth later. But you'll want to get to 25 strength. After that, we're not going to increase strength for a while. 25 strength allows you to wear a belt, though, not a sash, but a belt, which gives you 12 potion slots, and that can just be really nice having the additional potion slots. Plus, it'll let you wear like hard leather armors and various things like that. Don't forget the point and amp damage. Yeah, I'm gonna get the point and amp damage on this next one, which we should be coming up on very soon. If you find the waypoint for the Stony Field, Rakanishu can actually be a very, very solid point, skill point to have. I also want to pick up skull caps and just look for like 2 sockets on these things, just because being able to put sockets in places can be very nice. Or things in sockets, I should say.
I need mana.
Okay. So we'll just keep stuff amp damaged. So yeah, getting this waypoint can be super solid, especially if it's like right next to the stones. Thanks, Jay Wanlin. It can be a very solid way to play. Though for a summoner, it's a little bit annoying because you have to consistently redo it, right? You have to like every time get your summons again, so it's a little bit slower. How do you handle Maggot Lair with summons? Slowly. For normal, that's just the answer. It's gonna be slow. For beyond that, when you get to like Nightmare in Hell, you can get a teleport staff and telly through it. So that improves it a little bit. Am I going edge strat? Yes, we will be getting edge. So that is how we are going to be playing the summon Necro in these later stages. Now we'll kill a couple random dudes right here, just because my guys are kind of stuck on them. More stats, more vitality, but we do want to be bringing our guys up here and having them go after, again, boss groups. And here you can see it's not an aura. So we have Starmane the Howler, and he is the boss, and we have all of the minions of his. Now, why do we like minions so much? The reason we like minions so much are, number 1, minions and the boss. Number 1, they are 3 levels higher than the mobs of the area. So skeleton archers in this area, in the underground passage level 1, are going to be, you know, level 7 or 8 or whatever it is. These ones are level 10 or 11, right? They are an additional level above there, which is really nice. Because that is more experience, which is what we would like, right? Number 2, the reason that we like them is they also give 500% experience. So on top of being a higher level, they're worth 500% more experience than a regular skeleton archer. And that is just very nice. That's just a lot of experience. So you can see how much experience gets gained every time one of these guys dies, as opposed to, you know, a regular skeleton archer. So there you go. I mean, it's like 13-14% of a level per mob. It's massive, right? More chip gems, more things to pick up. And we will continue rolling through.
Yo, Mr. Llama. Congrats on the baby. This live stream brought to you by Yamaha Drum Kits. By Yamaha.
Thanks, Lion. It didn't drum. Sad. I was hoping this would be non-skelly when I clicked. It will be non-skelly. But through normal, you can't just run the golem. You could. But holy cow, that would be the most miserable experience ever. We'll go ahead and put our strength in now. Just get to our 25 strength. And again, if you wish to be stopping and killing everything along the way, you totally can. If you want to be running around on players 1 and killing more, you totally can. I'm going for the focus on the boss groups more and run through a little bit more, right? Also because it's, you know, on these guide playthroughs, I like to kind of like speed them up a little bit, but still show you what you can do and talk about what you can do. New baby on the way. New baby has arrived. Baby and Daryl Natalia Kane. Born like 2 weeks ago or something. Ooh, here we go. Skill Shrine is great. So while we get this Skill Shrine, we get to boost up. Because remember, like I said before, you get the skeletons at the level of the Skill Shrine. So every skeleton that I summon here is now way stronger. The golem that I summon is going to be way stronger. So we get all the boost, which is really nice. So we like skill shines on this character a lot. And when you get it, make sure that you're resummoning again. Okay, so we'll run through. We're in the Black Marsh, so now we want to be finding the waypoint and the tower. Main reason is we're going to be running for stealth, which is Tal and Eth. It can be very helpful. Give some fast run walk, give some FHR, give some FRW. So it can be very solid. And again, we're looking for a 2-socketed armor to help us out with that. I'm like, I add 1 point to CE as early as I can. I am not. And the main reason is Corpse Explosion, while it seems nice and can be nice, is very mana intensive.
Wow, you've been doing YouTube voice for so long this stream.
No.
Being a double daddy has changed you.
Same exact voice. So like 15 mana per explosion, right? And it's a tiny radius at first, 2.6 yards, is pretty worthless. Like, I'm barely getting any additional damage added to it. And all I'm doing is getting crushed on my mana. So I'm not a big fan of the early Corpse Explosion. I think it's great to respec into later on when you have extra points that you can commit to it. But right now, we don't have extra points. Every point that I'm getting, I want into Raised Skeletons. If I'm not getting more skeletons, more damage added to them and stuff, they're going to start falling behind, and that's just going to be brutal. Will you go Act 1 Mercenary? Yes, we will get an Act 1 Mercenary. My guys are stuck back here fighting. I need them to kill these so they'll come forward. So, you know, we just hit level 9, so we can actually go back now. Because for many of you, you'll say, and let's actually just do it now. It's not a speedrun. We can do it right now. Many of you will say, okay, well, let's go do Blood Raven then, right? You haven't done Blood Raven yet. You don't have to. All you need to do is hit level 8. Once you hit level 8, you can just go get a mercenary, and then you're good. So you don't even have to hit the next level, which is really nice. Or go do the quest, I mean. I hit the level. Let's go ahead and just get her a random bow. And we can look for a 2-socket armor. That is gray. I'll also just grab a belt while we're here, because why not? Remember, it needs to be a socketed item, not 2-open sockets mechanics, which is a blue item that has sockets. Okay. So we'll kill some bosses in here. skellies. And this is just a nice way to get a little bit of added damage by adding in a mercenary. And they're
What's
generally
the
pretty
golem part
protected.
of this playthrough if all the PTS are going into Skelly skills?
The golem part comes later.
Luke 15 months El Diablo, aka the chicken fighter.
The golem part comes later. I guess it's like a summon necro, golem necro combo later. Revives. Yeah, it's very fun warfare. Get another skelly. And we'll just continue dumping into vitality. Don't really have any reason to do anything else at this point. So we're gonna have another LOM RPG alpha in a few weeks. So I guess I gotta figure out where I'm supposed to, like, do I announce that now? Do I wait and do it later? I don't know. Okay. We also have a 3-socketed hunter bow. We will give that to her. And that's something, if we wanted, we could start putting, like, poison gems and things into. So I could put that, like, chipped emerald and stuff. But I actually prefer having the emerald. I want all the chipped gems for later on. Here's a skull cap. Check it for 2 sockets. Only one. Again, so I can re-roll things. It's really good for gold and potentially could get us some nice plus to skills or something. So I had that bug death last season. Yeah, it sucked. We will, we'll play Reimagined, we'll play more PD2, we'll do all the things. Now, a 7% MF ring is actually really nice. And it's better than you might consider at first. And the reason is, the first point of Magic Find, thank you Bartmans, is the most valuable point of Magic Find that exists. Every point after that is slightly less valuable, right? So, going from 0 to 7 is like just as valuable as going from like 600 to 700% Magic Find or whatever. So, I read both City. So, getting these early points in Magic Find can really be nice and really be beneficial in helping us find 1, 2, 3 pieces of, you know, uniques or sets that could be really nice for us later on. So, don't sleep on early Magic Find. That's all I can say. Really, if you can find, some gloves that give 20% or whatever, I always shop a pair of gloves that gives 10, 15, 20%. Not yet, Chatham. Just had the new baby, so we gotta, you know. As for extra gold, who cares? Not as cool. Now, right now, Eliza, my mercenary, is doing okay, but tell me, what if, you know, maybe you're playing and you're like, oh my goodness, this is so brutal. I need, you know, to heal my mercenary. She keeps losing all her life. Well, you can grab a potion and you can just drop it over her portfolio, her picture portfolio, her portrait. And now she has gained life. Additionally, if you want to be even faster, you can just hold shift and press 1 or 2.
Thank you.
And it will give her, or 3 or 4, whatever potions are, and it will give a potion to her right there. Now, one thing to note, we're in level 5 of the tower. Before I kill the Countess, I want to change down to players 1. So I go and I type /players 1. You can see players 1 has been set. I can still fight them on players 8. That's totally fine, but before she dies, it needs to be on players 1. And the reason is, it will then drop her runes in her items as if she's players 1 and not players 8, and that's what we want. Because if she drops players 8, she's not going to be dropping more than 1 rune. It's like almost super, super rare she drops more than 1 rune. But if we kill her on players 1, she has a higher chance to drop more runes, like you just saw right there. We got 2 runes. And the biggest reason for that is because of the way her special rune drops work. If you're on a high players count, she will drop too many other items and then go to drop her special runes, and there won't be room for her to drop them. So we've killed the Countess. We got a Tal rune. We want Tal and Eth. Countess is also just a nice place to continue farming to get some levels, which can be beneficial for later on. We'll go ahead and put these runes. I like to put rejuves and stuff as well for later away. We'll take energy over extra gold. And we can come over here. Fill up our tomes. Sell these things. Get a little bit more mana. A few more stamina potions. And we are now at level 12. So a single point in Golem Mastery can actually be okay. It gives more life and attack rating to your Golem. So I don't mind getting a single point here. And it also is a synergy, or not synergy, a prerequisite for Summon Resist, which is very good. So we do want that.
Hope baby Andy is doing well.
Thanks, Ronson. Skeletal Mage sucks. Don't get it. It's just awful. Yes, it's a prereq for revives. We'll get revives way later. We don't have to worry about it right now. Skeletal Mages are just, unfortunately, absolute garbage. Go ahead and repair our gear, and we want to look for 2 open socket armors. Doesn't matter the defense, so I'm just going to buy the cheaper one. And wow, that's actually a really nice helm. 10 hit recovery, 20 light res. I'll go ahead and purchase that right now. And there's 10 light res on some boots. I'll go ahead and grab that too. So, I mean, this is the power of just kind of little shopping. You can find some really nice things. Some gloves with MF, some boots with light res, a really nice cap. I mean, if I didn't buy that cap, I'd probably buy this one. 6 energy, that's just some extra mana, which can be useful. Lots of really good things. I'll also go ahead and buy this 2 open socket shield. We can put some diamonds or whatever in here, get some additional resistances. It can just be really nice. So I'm on players 1 right now. I'm going to go ahead and... Darn, we actually have a nice boss group there. But I'm going to do players 1 really fast just to rebuild my army. And then I'm going to go up to the next player count here. If that was players A, it'd be really nice just for getting like more, right? More experience and stuff. But it isn't, and that's okay. Still no 2 socket caps. That's all right. Early sockets, I think, are underutilized by a lot of people playing. There's just so much stuff you can do with all the early sockets, right? You can put emeralds in your weapons or, you know, whatever if you're a melee character. You can put rubies in your helms and sapphires in your helms to get some additional life and mana. You can, I mean, there's just a lot of, like, you can put diamonds in shields or rubies or sapphires or whatever, topaz in shields or topaz in helms for magic find. Lots of good things. Now, something that's always important when you do come across a boss group, the first thing you see me try and do is locate the boss himself or herself and find what is their modifier or modifiers. If you start getting, you know, into like Nightmare in Hell and they start getting more modifiers. And the reason is you just want to see, am I coming across cold enchanted archers? Am I coming across, you know, a cursed archer that I need to avoid getting hit because I have an experience or skill shrine? What is it that I'm coming across here? Hey, look at that. I'll go ahead and put this on my offhand. So picking up a nice head right there, and we're able to get an additional point in Raised Skeleton, which is great. And I will continue to jam Raised Skeleton, and pretty much until I can get Summon Resist. I mean, I guess I could go a point in Blood Golem as well if I wanted. But for the most part, we're just going to be continuing to jam. Raise skeleton here. So we can increase that skelly count more and more. But yeah, getting preserved heads, getting wands is all really nice. And I would urge you as well, keep all preserved heads that you find that are blue.
I am overburdened.
You can re-roll them later, and I will show you that when I get, hopefully I get a blue head at some point, and I can at least show it. 5 to life, 4 to strength. And I'll keep them for gold purposes, but it's not really worth much to me. Nice, we're up to 6 skellies. So that's solid. Our damage is definitely starting to pick up a little bit, which we like. That's how you get ahead in the game. Nice. Oh, because head. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Chip Sapphire right there. We have a boss in here. Again, mana burn. So just something to note. Don't have all our summons because some of them are stuck over there. It's okay. And another raised skeleton. 30% extra gold, another worthless Grand Charm. Unfortunate. I'm gonna be getting later on. I will be going into
Happy to see
golds.
you streaming again. Congrats on the
starting
new baby.
early golem is terrible. Thank you, Veteran Panda, for the prime. Thank you for the bits as well. Oops. Yes, Zacher. It'll be just playable on, like, you'll have to choose when you go play mod. Mr. Lima has 202. I do. Thank you, Primo. We've got 202. Now remember, we always go to players 1 before we kill the tower seller. Continue vitality.
Happy birthday.
Skaven. And there we go. We've got our Talon Ethrune. And we got it in 2 runs. We also got a tier run, which is kind of cool. Go ahead and grab this Fanged Helm just for gold. This is a build type. This is a fun build that we are introducing.
Hello.
To the world in a guided playthrough format. Okay, so we'll grab it there, and we'll just go ahead and put these in. And we can't use it yet. It's required level 17, but we can wear it on our body, and that's totally fine. Now, I also could put this tier in right here if I wanted. I'm not crazy, like, needing mana right now, and so I'm just going to hold that tier in for later on, just in case we come across something that's really nice. I'm actually going to go out here really fast, and we'll get our summons here. And the main reason I'm doing this is because there was that really nice boss group that spawned in the Black Marsh. So I want to be players 8 before I go to the Black Marsh this time, just in case that boss group is there again. And it's not, and that's okay. It was worth a shot. Okay, so we'll just move forward. At this point, we're level 14. Plenty fine enough, almost 15.
And this comes a bit late. But blessings to little Andy. May she be healthy and happy always.
Aw, thanks, Earnestly. Happy always. What's the idea behind this build? Currently, it is the Summon Necro through normal. And then it will be shifting into a Thorns Golem Revive Necro later on. And here is a boss. But that doesn't happen until later because obviously right now...
Do you think they will ever release another D2 expansion? Less than 3.
Probably not. I wish, you know, like I'm always going to remain hopeful. Another point raised skeleton, more vitality. I'm always going to remain hopeful that it will happen eventually some crazy day. Oh, maybe we'll get stackables. Oh, maybe we'll get Act 6. But at this point, it's just, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to design a mod lightly. So I'm working on just like some balance changes and things that I would like with the mod. But my main focus is Llama RPG, so I'm not doing like a ton on it. But, you know, I'm like, what if we change, you know, what if this item was this, what if this item was that?
Eli949 gifted a tier 1 sub to White Souls 666.
Thanks, Eli. I have not touched the Reimagine mod yet, so I don't have any thoughts on it. I saw a couple of items in it. They looked insanely busted. There was just a couple of them, though. Otherwise, you know, I think people seem to be enjoying it. Don't like playing PD2? I do. But I have to kind of be in the mood a little for that, you know? It's one of those things where, like, PD2 has gone very far away from what Diablo 2 is, you know? It's great. Very fun. But it's definitely, like, power crept a lot, you know? Which is fine. I mean, a lot of mods do power creep. That's just how they go. But I really like OGD2. I like the slower pace. I like the, you know, not every skill being broken or great. It's fun to do stupid, you know, Arctic blast through normal builds and things. So I like things kind of sucking sometimes. Am I doing 100% quest? I'm not. You can always do more quests. You can always do more of those things. We're just doing a nice, casual, guided playthrough of it, right? What do? I run around. I raise skeletons. Hey, we're up to 7 skeletons. That's great. There's Chip Topaz. I like that. All I want is stacking items and Mosaic to be fixed. That'd be so nice. Yeah, I mean, I have multiple times from no request of them, sent to the Diablo devs ways that Mosaic could be fixed. I send them videos and texts and all sorts of things. Stuff like asking for stacking, I think is, you know, pointless. Almost. That's like they're gonna have to actually do a lot of dev. Whereas if I'm like, hey, here's how you could fix Mosaic, it's much easier, you know, than like having to design a whole new stash for stacking and all that. 9 to mana, sure. It's fun, Chatham. Yeah, there's definitely some good ideas in the mods, you know. Don't get me wrong. So, do I ever see us getting those things? No. I would be so... Oh yeah, there's a bookshelf in that room. Have to remember that for the no heal run. So excited if they gave us any of those, like...
Starvation.
Oh my god. It'd be amazing. Eagle Orb, hopefully good money. Now, champions
Good to be back watching Mr.
are
Llama
generally not as great if you find champion packs, just because they're only worth 300% experience and they're 2 levels higher instead of 3. So, not as valuable. Thank you, D&D Dammy. Thank you, Bright Eyes. But champion Fallen packs, champion Beetle packs, champion any of the champion packs that have a bunch of dudes around them are very good because all of those are getting that 300% bonus. So champion Fallen packs are one of the best things ever.
Butthole. You
And
have
that's
to
where
share
you'll
your
see-
candy with the kids' butthole.
Yeah, okay. Have to share with the kids. The kids have a dad tax that they got to pay, and an uncle tax, and a dad next door tax. So they're all sharing with me, and then we're doing tradesies where we all lay our candy out, trade around. Would love to see all the uniques brought back to their former glory, except for the 108 Valk. I actually think 108 Valk is not as bad as 108 Shaco. I think 108 Shaco is a little too strong because the max life is just insane. It's like, what, 40% max life or something? And that's just like...
Llama, missed your first stream back. Congrats on number 2.
Really
Glad to
good.
see you again. So happy for you and Moo.
Aw,
2
thanks,
instead of
Carms.
1 is fun smiley face.
Very fun. Yeah, the brought into this world tax, exactly. So I actually think like 40% max life or whatever on 108 Shaco is just too disgustingly good. But 108 Valk is good, but is it fantastic? Well, yes. But I don't know if it's broken because it's 30% faster run walk, 30% faster cast rate, 30% faster hit recovery probably. But it's just like breakpoints, right? It's just like, okay, it gets you some breakpoints and it's really nice in that capacity.
I'm overburdened.
I can show it. Right there. So 30% faster run walk, increased attack speed, FCR, and faster hit recovery. So it's just a lot of breakpoints, but you're not getting plus skills, you're not getting all this crazy life, you're not getting all these things. It just kind of allows you to then piece around some other pieces for, you know, okay, now I can, you know, wear this in another slot instead and all of that. It doesn't have any life, it doesn't have any res, it doesn't have any of that, you know. So I think it's solid, but like it's at the top, it's at a high end. Is it broken? I don't know if it's broken, but it's still very good. But I still think 08 Shaco is better. And that's like, that's where I go into, yeah, it's just fully broken. Okay, so Catacombs, we're just continuing to run around. I want to hit 17 so I can get my stealth going, which isn't a crazy big deal because this character doesn't like need FCR like crazy. But I still like the faster run walk. If I get some plus skills or something later on, that would be nicer to wear. Bugged wizard spike gloves. Well, those are bugged items. Yeah, obviously like bugged towels and bugged 08. What's the name of the armor? Why am I trying to say Azurath? Arcane's Valor, and you know, like those are all like disgusting.
It's locked.
This is vanilla, yeah. But the bugged items were all gross. I like picking up scepters and wands and eagle orbs and things because they can generally be worth a lot of money if you happen across some big more ray skeleton. They can be really nice if you come across some more like plus stuff on that. Shadow! I couldn't think because he started the song. I was like, with a hundo bones.
I heard going from 1 to 2 kids is like switching from man defense to zone. Hopefully you are better at that than the Cowboys.
Wow. Going from 2 to 3 is when you go from man to zone. So I think that's when it really happens. But the problem with 1 to 2 is whenever like I'm working or Moo Girl's working or whatever is happening, then you're suddenly, you know, 2 on 1, right, with them. So that's where it gets tough, is whenever you have to be soloed down for a second, you're like, wait a second. I got both of them? And then one of them's running off and the other's screaming. But yeah, 2 to 3, they start outnumbering you, and that's... I definitely have worries for that point. So again, this is one of those like really nice packs for experience, and you get all the champions. Give her a potion. But we are 17, so it's not quite as good right now. Okay, that's fine. Let's continue down. These groups are actually pretty nice. The ghouls, they're actually pretty decent experience, but the problem is they run away, so they're super annoying. Giving you like a full surround here. Kinda hard with the, oh, there we go, that's nice. Okay, good enough. Hopefully Carms, it's true. Okay, no boss there.
Shout out to my girlfriend who is a big fan of the stream. Hedge Babbage.
Hey, what up, babe? What's going on? How you doing? Like, you busy later? You wanna come nanny the kids? So Moo Girl and I can have a date night? Any rules for this, or just summon Necro Guy playthrough? So we're starting out in just a general summon. Skelly and Golem. And then when we get to Nightmare, we're gonna move into the fun, crazy, wild stuff. 2 kids? Yeah. Let's go ahead and get you over here on this dude. Thank you. Alright. Alright, hopefully this is the right way. Thought you just had your first? We did. Alright, now before... What was that? I didn't even know those. Before you go down here, make sure you go to Players 1. Otherwise, you're going to have a Players 8 Andariel, and you're going to be in there for an hour fighting her. So make sure you get down to Players 1 before you go into Catacombs level 4. Just some friendly advice. If you don't, maybe go back to the waypoint, run back down again in the next game. Yeah, Corpse Explosion is great, but the mana use is, it just takes too much mana. And Andariel should be honestly pretty easy breezy. Beautiful.
Yippee to 15 months. Thank you for everything you do for the community at Merla Mask.
Thank you, Nate. And that axe is actually kind of nice because it does have 5 mana per kill, I think, on it. 4 or 5. But I have +2 raised skeleton. I'm just going to keep that instead. I don't care about the mana as much, so we'll just do this.
Hello.
Okay, we can go, we can sell some things. Poison res, fire res. Honestly, not enough right there. The topaz is actually pretty interesting because this is 16% MF. And so we could put that in like a helm or something later on if desired. We will save it for now. Put our gold away. Hey, we have exactly 20,000 gold. That's fun. And now we can start as well rolling some wands and seeing what happens. So we can look, and I'm going to just look for wands that are really cheap. I can also see, of course, if they've got some nice things, but I'm looking for blue cheap wands. And we can find some cheaper ones even in Act 1. So we'll go back there and do that. My radius. Just fun to look at some things. We don't need to imbue. We can imbue right now if we want. Or we can wait a little bit later. The higher level you are when you imbue, the better. So it's a little different from... There we go. 393. 3 teeth. 10 FCR. Okay. 3 wands is probably fine enough. We will just store these cheap wands over here for now. We've got that and the imbue wand. So we'll just keep them stored. And we'll continue with Vitality. And continue through Act 2. Thank you again, Chatham, for that 100 from before. Massive. And Davey and Nate. At this point, we can either continue with Eliza, or we can go ahead and hire Kasim. I'll grab Kasim. One, he's a higher level. I could go get a higher level one from Act 1 if I wanted. But always check as well. 50 dex, 69 strength. Just to make sure that he can use whatever we get him. That one looks good to me. We will give him this.
Put that to good use.
So he has this, but he has Blessed Aim, which is really nice because this gives an attack rating boost to everybody. So all of my skellies and my golem and everything are getting that attack rating boost, and that is really nice. So we'll go up to players 8. Unfortunately, we did not get this boss group on players 8. So this one will be players 1. But that's okay. There is the exit right there. There's some more skellies up here. Or not skellies, beetles. And we have now Blood Golem if we desire. It's okay. I'm honestly fine just keeping the clay golem. Blood golem's gonna have a little bit more life. Clay golem's gonna have the slow. Since we're doing a golem build, I'll go ahead and grab the blood golem just for fun. He looks cool. Dang, nice, not important. Oh yeah. More chips, always good. And more vitality. Perfect. And you see I didn't really grab a bunch of potions when running out. You can actually leave your inventory pretty clear with this character.
Would you be able to beat hell with no skellies, but maxed out golem mastery / synergies and the merc?
Sure. Nothing there. I also like grabbing armors, especially the heavier, you know, metal armors and things. They can definitely be worth a little gold. A ring mail is worth a few thousand. And we got a belt right there. Don't really care what's on it. It gives us an additional slot. So now we have 12. 12 slots instead. Yeah, mercenary can solo the game, so you can do any build with it. 80 hours of playing LOD, never found a burr rune. To be fair, 80 hours isn't that many hours, especially if they're like unoptimized hours. Which is funny, because like 80 hours is tons for many video games, but for Diablo 2, like unoptimized 80 hours, you're not going to find a burr rune often. We like experience shrines. So we want the waypoints. The exit, there's the exit, and the Halls of the Dead. Now, if you do 80 hours of optimized LK farming and don't get a burr rune, pretty unlucky. You should have many burr runes by that point. Now we have another boss group. I love beetle boss groups. They're just worth a ton of experience. They can be dangerous and do some damage, but just, oh. You just level so fast with it. Where's the third kid? I'm really slacking. Hey man, they take a few months to cook, you know? Let Moo Girl cook. Here's Beetle Burst. So we wanted to rush up here to get Beetle Burst just for a little bit extra. And again, while we have this experience shrine, taking advantage of all those boss groups is just really nice. Probably tired of cooking at this point. I mean, probably. She's been cooking for past 2 years. Okay, there's the maggot lair. We need a waypoint though. How about them Dodgers? I was telling my fantasy group, they did all the little things right. You know? Nice farm system they had set up there. They got some nice analytics. They spent $1 billion on 3 Hall of Fame players. All the little things that they did really added up, you know? Now, that being said, the Yankees just did not look like a serious team. That was... Here we go. The Yankees straight up just did not look serious at all. It was ridiculous how unfocused they were, how little they cared. It was insane.
How may I help you?
Like, they were so clearly outcoached and outplayed. Anyways. Level 19, doing great. More vitality. Let's go find Halls of the Dead. I'm going to go down to players 1 for the Halls of the Dead as well. There's basically 0 experience in there at this level. Honestly, there's like 0 experience in the Halls of the Dead just at any level. It's pretty weak. Dude, Boone was horrible. And again, you just saw it in the players as well. Like, how do Rizzo and Cole both not sprint to that bag? They should be fighting each other to get to that bag, to get the out. Instead, they're both just like pointing, like, you do it. No, you do it. And that's just like one example of the many. Alright, Halls of the Dead. Is baseball pay to win? Yes. That's what we learned this year. The World Series had the number 1 and number 2 highest paid teams competing. How we don't watch baseball till there's a salary cap? The players will never go for a salary cap. The players union would never accept that. Yankees are number 3, not 2. Ah, excuse me. Skelly, Mastery, and CE maxed. Start getting some revives going if you want. We've got those 3 maxed. Okay. Got our cube. Perfect. Ah, the Mets, yes.
Blessings to you.
So, another fun tip. I'm out of ID scrolls, and I can't buy them here, and I forget which vendor sells them. I didn't, but just go with me here. Well, funny you say that. You can just sell your tome, rebuy it, and now it's all full. Look at that. That was easy. Now we can also jump into some of the fun right here. Take a blue item, blue weapon, use 3 chip gems of any kind, and press transmute. You get a new blue weapon that can roll plus to skills. This one unfortunately didn't. Let's try again. Hey, look at that. That one did. 1 to Iron Golem, 2 to Poison Explosion. Let's take it, put it away. Let's grab another one. 3 to Blood Golem, 1 to Life Tap, 10 FCR. Wow, that one's actually kind of tempting. Actually kind of tempting. So let's see. If we put this puppy on, we can take a look. Life goes up to 385. Damage goes to 18 to 53. It's kind of nice. Damage 18 to 20 there. You know, because we called it a golem run, we'll go ahead and do it. We'll keep it. I think the Tutor skeleton is ultimately better because I have 7 skellies.
Good evening.
But we can have a little fun. How often do we play with big blood golems, right? Okay, now we're going to go into the maggot lair, and we are going to stick on players 1 because otherwise we will be in the maggot lair for 3 years. Am I dressing up today? Yes, I'm going to dress up as a llama, and then my daughter, one daughter's going to dress up as a llama. The other daughter is going to dress up as a llama, and Moo Girl's going to dress up as a rancher farmer. Texans over Jets, 33 to 18. What's on my screen? Oh, the map. I wasn't even looking. I was reading chat. Yeah, sometimes you can see level 2 right there. It's really nice. Are the Texans reviving their wide receivers this All Hallows Eve? Yes. Also, I don't know. Jets just aren't it, man. They're just having a rough season, dude. They just do not look good. They always look just not good enough. Kind of like the Cowboys. No, the Cowboys look horrible sometimes. I know, Nico going out was rough. How's my league fantasy team going on my league with chat, right? I keep going up against everybody scoring the most amount of points for the week. Or second most, I guess, technically. Doc scored 183.86 points last week. How am I supposed to compete with that? I scored 169 points last week or the week prior, and my opponent scored like 186. Everybody's just popping off against me. And then I'm in another league. I was gonna win my game last week. All my opponent had left was CD Lamb, and I just needed CD to not score 33 points or more. So CD dropped like 39 points or something. It was great. Really nice.
I need mana.
In the meantime, all my players keep getting hurt. I've lost like nine people or something. So, what you gonna do, man? Nine to life, 4 to mana. That might be a good enough charm we could keep.
Can't carry anymore.
Did you have a second child? I did. Since like 2 weeks ago, we've had 2 kiddos. I like Chance for Frost Nova belts actually, but I'm not going to be getting hit much. But what did I tell you before I really like? Random magic find on gloves. Delicious. More vitality. And now we can go to players 8. And the worst part is, the Cowboys didn't even win the game. CD just got a ton of points in garbage time. Which is how we knew it would happen anyways. Oh, I should name my team that, Primo. Have I been able to get to work on Llama RPG? Yes. Is the game finished? Oh, no, no, no. Not finished at all. But there has been some decent work on it. I just met with Warren again yesterday. We came up with a completely new combat log because the old one just wasn't working. I liked it, but it didn't read right. It was too confusing. I didn't like it. So we've redone that. That should be ready in a couple weeks. Party play is implemented now, so now you can have, 3-on-3 battles and stuff, which is really fun. I know, Fozzie. I've created a lot new maps. Another guy created a lot of new maps. So a lot of that. We've got mining almost ready to be implemented. The combat logs are all different. And combat is a little different now because it is like 3-on-3, so you're gonna have like targeting and stuff, right? We gotta rebuild our skellies. There should be another alpha in a few weeks. That's the plan. Yeah, there's a quest in the game. We've got a lot of quests for a lot of zones done. The quest log is, like built and stuff, but how and when and whatever we're implementing for all that is still, like, I don't know how much of that I want in the alpha yet, I still think 2025 is a good estimate for launch, yeah. I didn't dress up as Pete Davidson again this year for Halloween. Ah, that's right. We did that last year. I mean, we just had the baby, so it's kind of tough. All right, let's go into the Viper Temple.
This place is as dark as a tomb.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of quests in the game, though. Hopefully, it should be a lot of fun. I think they're really fun so far. They look fun, at least to me. Exactly, Conduit. Slot diamond. Definitely getting to the point where getting a point in Corpse Explosion could be nice. But it's just such a small AoE to start. I really don't like doing too much there until I get some plus skills. Okay. I mean, so far Llama RPG hasn't been missing on its timeline whatsoever. I'd say it's a little bit slower just because the baby.
What a pity. I was beginning to enjoy
But
the darkness.
Good day.
it actually stayed pretty well on schedule. But there's just a lot of stuff for games to do. So many things that need to be done. Now, one thing that's really nice about characters like this is, they can level up really nicely because you're just kind of chilling and letting them go kill things and things. But they get on a nice roll as well. So the higher level you are, and this is true for all characters, but I feel like especially for lower damage characters like the Summon Necro, the higher level you are, the better they kill things, the more they kill, quicker, the faster that they continue to level up and stay ahead.
You, why were you absent for a month, mate?
Icon had another baby. Yeah, I'll probably do some of it, Chatham. How long have we been working on Llama RPG so far? I was designing it for, you know, a few years here and there randomly. We've probably been working maybe close to 2 years, honestly. A year and a half, 18 months, 19 months, maybe something around there. Why did I get a mature audience warning when joining? Because Diablo 2 is rated mature. You started in March of last year. Okay. So that's probably when it's been like seriously working. This is softcore. We could have done hardcore. That'd been fun, but. So it's like 17 months. All before that, I was still designing. There was still plenty of serious stuff going on, but it was hard to have, you know, like a lot of coding, you know, get done and things when I wasn't paying somebody. So Warren's been on my payroll for 17 months. I'm gonna go down to players 1 here, just because it's a little narrow. When all your dudes can't be hitting, it can just take a while. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's almost done now, but I would definitely say there's been a lot of good progress. We have a lot of important pieces in, and I think we can start adding in a lot of smaller things very soon. Some guys out here fighting. Halloween spooky skelly run. That's right. It doesn't feel like Halloween to me. For some reason. I don't know why. Nice frozen. I look scary wearing costume. I'm wearing a costume of tired dad. 2 under 2 dad. Good point. Good enough. Good builds. I like Lightning or Nova Source. I feel like can be decent in here. Melee characters can be really nice.
Yes.
If you want to keep them all on.
To serve you.
No first way. Yeah, Blood Golem's a beefy boy right now. Coulda. Nice, Kelby. I wonder something. Yeah, it has hit chance for monster to flee. It's actually kind of nice, maybe. If I could dress up as a D2 monster and Dario. Wait. Maybe Mephisto. Oh, 1 point corpse explosion would be nice here. Try try and get them surrounded a little bit so a couple more guys can hit at the same time. Fire shrines are really nice. They can be a little scary, obviously, you lose life and all that, but they're really nice because they also deal that damage to all the monsters around. So we like that. We should dress up as various Diablo bosses. It'll be a Halloween costume in the future for sure. For sure, one of these years we'll have dress up as different heroes of D2 or something. Dress the girls up as their names. Andario can be Andario, Lilith can be Lilith, you know. Maybe not second way.
How may I help you?
I've activated fire shrines on purpose plenty of times. Like I say, if there's like a nice boss group nearby or something. If you have Diablo in the Chaos Sanctuary, if it's near him, it's my favorite place to use it. Come on. I don't know if I've played the Warcraft 3 campaign through on live at all. I don't even know if I've played through the entire campaign, honestly. Could be a fun thing to do. Dress up as a Necromancer, put the kids in skelly costumes. Super cute. A lot of dudes over there. See if we can't sneak past a couple over here. Blood Golem sketchy for hardcore. Nah. Plenty fine. Ooh, that's a lot. Perfect. Alright, come on, third way. It's like not a fun zone to just like run around in over and over on this character. Dang. Look at the life gain from the Blood Golem. It's actually insane. He was chonking it. Third way, nice. Watch this. I'm gonna go lose some life. Here we go. Watch my life. Clunk. Clunk. Dude, just healing me up. Thank you. I mean, I have 5 skill points in it. I only have the 1, but... Oh, I have 2 as a base. When did I put a second point in? Oopsies. Oh well. Even more life. Should put that in corpse explosion. I'm not even gonna heal, I'm just gonna let my... Oh, is my golem frozen? Give him my life. Yeah, he is.
I need mana.
Come on.
He was not horizontal. He was a deluded fool who got too close to true power.
Finally. Alright, we'll go back to players 8. And square. Remember, the order goes circle, moon or smiley, square, sun, double down arrow, triangle, circle, over moon. From left to right. So I always know which way to run. And hello, we get a freebie right there. Orifice shown to us. It's nice. We'll go down to players 1. I think he is a no. Take out our staff. Shove it in the orifice. There's a preserved head. Always want to grab those. Did I go down to players 1? Yeah. Make sure you're on players 1 before you get in there. Okay, now, here you may run into a small issue. You're like, oh my god, how do I kill Duriel? This is so ridiculous, I just have no chance whatsoever. Panic, panic, run around, die, I've lost all my skellies, everything is horrible. Well, what you can actually do is go shopping. You could also put a point in, but you can shop it as well. For trick or treat. You can also just go get more skellies. Like that also totally works fine. You can just go back. But you can shop an Iron Maiden wand. Nice and simple. I'm gonna look for a white one first really fast. It's a little cheaper, but doesn't look like it. 3 to blood golems. The Forbidden Curse. And now, the Iron Maiden. And all we do is cast our golem. And Duriel kills himself. Oops, I gotta cast the right spell. Get back the Chaos Sanctuary for all the times you died to it. Yeah, I had amp on accidentally.
Greetings.
Now you especially want him to perfect. Do this against your summons there. Like the golem. He just does so much damage to himself. So it's a little bit of trick or treat, but you do a trick instead of treat.
I came too late. Now, just...
And just like that, give yourselves the clap.
Hello.
Act 2
I'm sorry.
is done. We'll sell things not worth 10k. We can swap this around. We can just keep that on our offhand. Nice and easy.
Good evening.
Let's head over to act number 3. Great job, everybody. That was so easy. Okay, it's worth 15 grand. So now we can start looking for red staves. I can actually do this. When I say red, I don't mean the color red. I mean staves that cannot be used yet. Why am I looking now? Because I'm at least level 19.
Yes.
Between the levels of 19 and 23, I want to look and find a staff that has teleport charges on it. Not +2 teleport, but teleport charges, like you can see right here. Unfortunately, this one also has 2 to chain lightning, making it cost 151,000, and that is a little bit higher than we are able to afford. I really only have this and that and this and this. So, you know, we've really got 30,000 plus that 18. So we've got like 48,000. So we can't afford that. But we can afford one that's 18,000. If there's one that rolls a little more, we can maybe try and afford it. We don't have a lot for gear with it, actually. Generally, I want to have about 67 to set like 70,000 gold when I'm shopping this. So it might be a little early. And with that, we can come back to it. But it's just something that you want to be aware of and thinking about for the future. So it's all good. We will come back. Oh yeah, we have life tap as well. I forgot. Go ahead and build up on players 1 still. We also don't have our mercenary at the moment. We can go get him.
Not enough mana.
And we have our whole army ready to go again. Nice and easy. And every time you come back to town, you can always just do a quick check. And remember, we're only looking for stabs that we can't use right now.
Hello.
So if it's not that, we don't care. I'm actually going to stay players 1, as I really just want to get to like the flare jungle, and then we can increase it from there.
Perhaps I can trade this for something better.
We could also get the Act 3 Fire Mercenary to enchant all of our summons. That is also a very true point. And like I talked about for gold, I am on the lookout for gold. We only have, 48,000 or so if we sell. I want more gold than that. We're gonna need more gold than that. A lot of times it'll cost that, like I said, 65,000 something. So we are going to get more. So we'll pick up breastplates and splint mails and wands and anything that's gonna be scepters plus skills or heavy armors. Okay, I don't believe it's here. If I'm not mistaken, this is not the right way. I just want to double check, make sure I'm reading it right. Good, we are. Okay. One to Feral Rage. Be worth a little bit, but it's cracked. Let's go here. 23 Fire Res. I love that. Resistances are always great. Especially with these fire breathers. I don't want 0% fire res, so they'll just start smoking me real fast. Iron Maiden only returns physical damage back. That is correct. So it doesn't work against, you know, mages and things like that. Those sorts of mobs. Did you do normal okay for golden runes? Normal okay is a great place to pick up gold. Runes, medium. But you should get plenty of gold there. Okay, there is an experience shrine over there. There's a splint mail and a ring mail. Sure, we'll go around and get it. I thought it only returns damage on melee attacks. Sorry, yes, it is physical damage on melee attacks. I don't believe it returns any elemental damage on a melee attack, though. Just physical, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, it also won't return archers. So with this experience shrine and heading into the Maggot Lair, I will go into Players 8 just to try and get some bonus here. Now we will have... Let's see if this connects through. Does not. Okay. Superior breastplates. Let's go sell all these.
Yes.
Actually, let's give this to our mercenary. Give our mercenary some life. And we'll give him the poleaxe as well. That has sockets too. And slowly beef him up a little bit. Good. Now, when your minions get cursed, as will happen over here, you also can get cursed. I want my mercenary to appear over here. So hold on. So just remember that. If you are close enough. So you want to make sure you keep enough distance between. So whenever Zark the Burning comes in to hit, I can back up a little bit. We can even put our golem on that side. Okay, and now it doesn't matter as much because our shrine is done. Ooh, do I want to point corpse explosion? I'm gonna say... because it takes 2, though.
So I was reading this
wait.
Twitch schedule and it said a long-lost Diablo 2 streamer would be online today. Oh, congratulations on your new daughter Moo and Llama Mr. Llama AWWMR Llama cool.
Thanks, Paladine. We could totally make Malice for the mercenary if I found an Eth rune. Because now I have this L rune, so we're good there. I just need Eth, and then we can make a Malice, and that is really nice. Now, Insight is the next big upgrade, so yeah, once we can make Insight for him, that becomes way more valuable. But we do need to also find a nice base for him to put it in. I'll go down. Yeah, I'll stay players 8 in case we run across a nice boss group. We are level 22.
I need a key.
We'll grab the Unraveler head. 1 to Golem Mastery, 1 to Dim Vision. Ithran. I don't really love the frog boss. We'll keep moving. Yeah, I had a second kid. Well, Moo Girl, you know, she did more of the work, I guess, technically.
It's locked.
Still haven't found any blue heads. I was gonna show you guys some fun with the blue heads, but we don't have any of those, and we don't have any chipped skulls either, or flawed skulls or skulls, so. The fun is, if you have a blue head, you can put it with 2 skulls of any kind and a spiked club in the cube, and it will re-roll into a Shield of Thorns, but then that gives it a chance to roll more like skills on it. Right, it'll re-roll the head, so it could roll something really nice. Oh. We haven't had that, so. For sure, the J, it just depends on how fast you want to do it, you know? It'll just be slower. So it's a very unused recipe. Hey, we got a blue head. That's nice. Now we just need a couple skulls and we can make it happen. 1 to summon resist. 1 to bone spear. Waypoint 50-50 right here. Perfect. It was either waypoint or nothing, but it wasn't the dungeon. Okay. I also will probably, let's see, do we want to imbue a head or a wand? It's a tough question. Probably the head? Probably. Alright, we'll just save those guys for now. Let's go ahead and imbue the head, see what we get.
Greetings.
Unfortunately, nothing. 1 to attract, 2 to poison explosion. Darn. Worth a shot. Always worth a shot there. Okay, so now we're gonna go and get this tele staff, just because it makes life a lot easier.
Greetings.
And we should hopefully have enough gold. Now let's take a look. We've got that. We've got that.
Good day.
We've got, yeah, 50 to 72, 82,000, 90. We should have about 90,000 plus. Ooh, there we go. Don't even need it. 19,000. So again, not plus to teleport sorceress skills only, like this. That is wrong. Level 1 teleport charges is correct. And we will save that. And continue forward. I'm going to set throw on my main hand because I don't really want to ever swing my wand. That's just an accident waiting to happen and will kill me more than I'll do anything. So. Nice bird checks. The best is when you get a bunch of like res on it or something, but like the previous one was 33% fire res. But it also had 2 chain lightning, cost 155,000, so. Yeah, teleport is also really nice on a summoner. One, to get through areas like the Maggot Lair and Arcane Sanctuary that are just like annoying and gonna take forever. But additionally, it can be super nice for just repositioning your guys when they just get out of whack, start moving into crazy places. Level 23 coming. Eth isn't worth as much. Get rid of that. I don't need to kill that much more out here. And farming Serena might be just better overall. So we'll kill, you know, if we get the bosses like this, we'll kill the bosses. Do a little bit in Fair Dungeon and stuff, but for the most part, I'm ready to keep moving forward. So again, just vitality. I'll probably go a little more strength soon. That's actually interesting because since I don't, I mean the fast run walk's nice, but you know, 10 all-res is not bad. You could definitely debate it. If that had +1 skill on it, I'd use it 100%. I would love finding plus to skills right now. It's a good way to do it, Jess. But it's still not bad experience out here. And again, once we get level 24, then we're really cooking. And then it's just like get through normal, get to nightmare, and you know, start working your summons there. Start working that tower, get yourself an Amrune. Then we'll get into really being the Necro Revive. Grab the scepter. Ooh, up to 8 skellies now. Nice. I ever have pain in my neck? Looks like my desk is low. My desk is right at my stuff. The monitors are a little low. So the desk is properly aligned, but the monitors could be better. And an absolute dud. Wow. That's gross. Yeah, I probably should get some desk or monitor razors.
Good evening.
Okay. Now we'll go ahead and leave a TP and keep moving forward. When does Season 8 end? We will know this. When did it start? Maybe a couple months ago? September. There's still probably some time. End of August. August 23rd. Okay.
Impossible.
So there's still a little bit of time for sure. Alright, we lost our mercenary, that's alright. I have 3 monitors. They're just some random Asus ones. I am just going to head forward. Zaris, thank you. I'll actually drop to players 1. 26 months. Mwah. Yeah, end of November should be, right? No, end of December. It should be around Christmas then. Because it's 4 months they're doing the seasons. Uh-oh. Ran herself into some danger. No! That was unfortunate. It's actually funny that we died when we hit players 1, but we just got surrounded with none of our minions spawning with us. If you're hardcore, first off, save quit there. Second, always have a rejuve potion on hand. There's the 2 necessities. That'll work. Let's keep going. Infinite gambling is always fun during Christmas. I mean, Fire Golem's always a nice time. We'll go pick up the money.
I can't.
Let's go. So now if we wanted, we could run around here and there's more gold to be gotten. You can just run around on players 8 in the LK. And all these stashes and chests will just drop tons of things and gems and runes and armors and lots of stuff. There's a plate mail, there's a scale mail. Maybe some nice res. 24 hit recovery. We will take that. There's a long staff. Go get the Act 3 Mercenary for enchant. Yeah, I think we can do it. Why not?
Greetings.
Why not? Okay, we'll take the armor off.
Greetings.
And
I'll put that to good use.
Yo Llama just got back from Japan, congrats on the big news.
ooh, thank
Is there any better game to play on Halloween, by the way? Also Terror Andy 8 PM TMRW Nights CYA there.
very nice. No, this is it, man. This is the Halloween Town game. You put on Halloween Town and play Diablo 2 and eat all the candy that you got. Doesn't get better than that. Ooh, there's a chipped skull. One of two. One more and I can show you guys. Darn, ethereal kills so much of that value. Am I scared to play this by myself? Psh, I ain't scared of nothing. What's the big news? Oh, I had a second kid. How is Japan, Rag? What's your favorite part? No, thank you. Serena's always good experience. If you're ever looking to just like farm a bunch of experience over and over again, just go here. Okay, we gain a little faster unlock and magic find. Not really much else there, but
Yes. Good day.
they are okay boots. And we hit 24. Oh, oops, hold on. I think I was on the wrong swap. Can put that away. We'll go turn in the bird. We're also 24, which means we can get Iron Golem, but we can also get Summon Resist, and Summon Resist is way more important to start. That is definitely where we're going. 28 all res for all our
Japan is
summons.
wild. Vending machines every 2 feet, 7-Eleven on every corner, no garbage cans anywhere,
Yeah.
and some of the best food I've ever had.
Nice. Now I'm actually going to start going into Strength. 35. That's awesome, man. Getting up to around 45 Strength is usually where I like to end up overall. Soup vending machines? What? We're living in the future, man.
Impossible. Impossible.
Found a Sur yesterday doing okay runs. Let's go. Ooh. So that's a nice helm, but Berserkers, 25% fire res. Love it. And again, especially with Act 4 coming up, fire resist is quite crucial.
I can't.
Go ahead and get our teleport staff functioning. If you have Sur and nothing else, what do you save for? A second Sur rune so you can make a burr. That's it.
Impossible.
I bought these 13% MF gloves, so now I have 20% MF. So that helped us find rare boots, that helped us find Berserker's set helm. Like, 20% MF does a lot. That's why I always go for just the smallest amounts if I can find them early on. They're just worth so much. And you really do find a few more rares, a few more sets, one or two more uniques, and it can really be a nice difference maker. I don't have a million subs. I don't know
Mr.
if there's a
Llama
million
love,
people
Mr.
that
Llama love, Mr. Llama
care or
love.
play Diablo 2.
It's locked.
Go ahead and keep bumping up the life of our mercenary.
I am overburdened.
Thank you so much, Vanex. But you know what? We can sit there and care about all that we don't have. Ooh, FCR for our mercenary is actually nice. Or we can be grateful for all we do have. Thank you for everybody for being here. Rare Amy, come on, baby. Big money. Let's go! Massive! Woohoo! +1 to summoning skills. And some life and mana to boot. That's great. We love that stuff, man. Like I said, plus skills are the most important thing on a summoner. More than FCR, more than res, more than anything else. Life plus to skills is so important because you're not doing it, right? Everybody else is fighting for you, so all you want is plus to skills. And we're going down to players 1 for the Travancore. Otherwise, it'll just be an absolute nightmare. Yeah, it's a great little find. We also do need to do Flare Dungeon. Let's just go over there. Yeah, that's a great find. That is an absolutely great find. Hey, a flawed skull. Okay, and now I'll get to show you guys my favorite recipe finally. Faith Mercer, Reaper's Toll for a Dream Zealot Paladin. I mean, Faith would be quite nice. Probably rock that one. Or Infinity. Probably Infinity, actually. Yeah, I found a +1 summon amulet. It's the little MF, baby. The little MF goes a long way, like I've been saying. We have 20% magic find. But it gives you the opportunity to get those rare enemies a little bit more. Two more rares there, nothing we care about, but...
Yes?
Okay, trash, 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 trash. Alright, let's do it. So, we go skull, skull, blue. And if you want a spiked club, just go to Charcy. Act 1, normal.
Yes.
Wait, where is it? Act 2. Doesn't Charcy sell the spike clubs? There we go. Spike club and this. And... Ah, one to confuse. Darn. But it's a great way to re-roll it over and over.
Greetings.
So we can try again later if we want. Don't worry, 99.999% of people playing Diablo 2 have not used that recipe. Honestly, I would be surprised if more than like 100 people have used it. White Unraveler head. One to Blood Golem. Really just becoming the Blood Golem build, man. Weapons is with 3 chips, and that's a socketing recipe. This is a recipe to add attacker takes damage. To a shield.
The temple's dark power is broken. I can't. I need a key. I can't. It's locked.
Just running through, we will grab ourselves some more skellies.
I need a key.
Perfect. Does attacker take damage apply to a mercenary? I mean, if somebody attacks my mercenary, then yes, the attacker attacking him would take damage. Now, Mephisto can be a nice farm spot. So if you do want to farm some gear, now it's only normal, so the gear's not going to be like Viper Magi and anything like that. But if you do want to farm some okay gear, normal Mephisto is not a terrible place. You can go pick up the waypoint in level 2 right here. And then go and kill Mephisto a few times. It'd be fun as well. Thank you, Zarthus. Okay, level 3. Make sure we're on players 1 for Mephisto. And I could use Iron Maiden, but honestly, the damage my dudes are outputting is pretty high class.
Good journey, Mephisto.
Pretty high class there. Do you just save and quit to fight him again? No, you can just move forward and then you just go back. And yeah, then you kill him once you have the waypoint, and you can just keep rinsing and repeating that.
What do you need?
So if you want to farm him, you just, right now, save, quit, go back in, do it again.
Hail to you, champion.
Okay, now we're 24 here. I'm just going to stick on players 1 for a lot of the rest here. I want to go find Isual and kill him. And I don't want him to be players 8. And then Act 4 can just be kind of tough anyways. Plus, there's not really a ton of experience. You know what? Actually, I'm going to make this a flawed ruby. And we'll just triple him up so he has a lot of life. Souls in normal aren't that bad, actually. So you don't have to be that afraid of them. When you get to, like, Nightmare, they start getting scary. And obviously in Hell, they're just, like, insanely deadly. But in normal, they don't really do a ton. So it's not that big of a deal. Okay, we didn't find Isual on our walk, so we'll just continue forward, get the waypoint, and then track ourselves back. Let's see where we shine. Who else is drunk? Are you the only one? I mean, more than likely, no. Probably other people. Oh yeah, in Hell, these groups would be popping me instantly, especially with 0 light res. Oh my god, I'd be dead so fast. Show the infinite magic find trick. That is a good one.
Hail to you, champion.
Alright, let's go find Mr. Izzy. There he is. Hard to do the infinite magic trick though with summons who are going to kill them all.
I need luck.
Okay, so I actually don't want Isual to be tucked against something, because then not all my summons are going to be able to hit him. So, there we go. Get him wrapped around and it's better. Good morning, Wilder. Pretty good Izzy kill, actually. So we could get a point in Corpse Explosion now if we wanted, or I can just jam up Skeletons twice more with these points. I think I will get the Corpse Explosion point. It's only +1 though. Tough choices. I'm gonna go Skellies. With only a single point there, until you start really getting plus skills, it's just not worth that much. A mercenary is best. I mean, the fire mercenary is nice because he enchants all my dudes. So I do enjoy him. Having, like, you know, in Act 2 Nightmare, though, if you get, like, the combat mercs and get Might Aura, that can be really nice. Plus, of course, if you're using Insight or something, or just whatever. Extra aura there, that can be beneficial. So there's a lot you can do. Let's leave the TP there, actually, and go forward. I think that's actually just a dead end. this leads to it, is my guess. Yeah. Okay. Okay, make sure to watch your mercenary's life as well and heal him up if needed. Charms. I'm really just looking for life and res on the charms. Just got back into the game. Nice. Oh, what up, McScoob? Haven't seen you in a little bit. How you doing? He did to loot his game chart? I know. Darn. Amarin would have been gorgeous there. No, Amarin's okay. We actually got some nice stuff because we did get some diamonds and rubies. So obviously if we want, we can craft with that ruby. But we can also just like, you know, put, again, like we did here, we can jam those into there or something. At the very least, something that we can look at later on.
What do you
Sell
need?
these guys for more money. Let's repair. Now remember, with a telestaff, the charges, while very nice, are very expensive. So you're paying about 2,500 gold per teleport, which adds up very quickly. So you need to be a little careful and not just burning through them all of the time. Bus. Give Kashif a shield.
I can't.
Move to Maui? What? That's crazy. GG, man. How fun. Are you liking it there? How's it been so far? Now that you like live there, you know. Living in paradise. Is it paradise? Cheaper to teleport than lose your mercenary? Later on. Right now my mercenary's not that expensive. Like, it's still technically cheaper to teleport once. Yes. And something that can be really beneficial, as you kind of can see I did there, was I kind of resurrected them around and such, so it wasn't just all my dudes straight on fighting. Because if I just had all my guys
Thought I'd pop
going
in and drop
straight
a
on,
prime.
it would just
Hope
be
you've
horrible.
been well and love to see your family growing.
Like, all that inferno would burn us. But when I have the guys coming from all different directions and such, kind of splits it out. Indelible for 33 months, thank you very much for the Prime sub. I'm reminding everybody in chat they might have a Prime subscription available. Wow! They actually forgot about it and just remembered when you said it. They can just hover over my screen and it'll tell them if they do, or they can go look by pressing subscribe and elevate your sub, and that will also say it. Isn't that neat? We'll go more Ray Skeleton. Gonna get married on the beach. Let's go. Your lady's from here, so it's expensive. Paradise is expensive, but views are nice. True, true, true. It's just a plain checkbox. You don't have to elevate your sub anymore. Oh, thank God. All right, well now you can do it. That it's easier. Even less excuse. They actually took my feedback that elevate your sub to have it back, there was a terrible place for it. Surprising. I'm not leveling Golem. My Golem's level 6. It's not just Golem, it's also a mix and match. We're gonna be into Golem pretty soon though.
Lucky Prime 13.
Thank you, old Sideburn. Thank you for 14 months. Once we get through Nightmare, or starting Nightmare, we'll be rocking much more Golem.
I can't carry anymore.
Alright, Ortrin is nice. Make sure you're on players 1, which you should be anyways, but just make sure. And something that you can also do is put your Golem away from your skeletons. And then it can be a nice way to keep Diablo's focus away from the skellies, so when he goes to do other things, he's not destroying all your skellies. Because otherwise, all your skellies are dead. Now, let's say he does kill all of your skellies, because that happens plenty of the time. No worries, we still have our Iron Maiden trick that we can always use. Zeal Paladin speedrun, 0 to Ubers. A lot of
Lord
Diablo.
Diablo, I have bested you. I can't carry anymore.
I mean, that's fantastic. And you know why it's fantastic? Because it goes right to our mercenary. Perfect weapon for the mercenary. Dude, his fire skills. Ooh, that's a really nice amulet. Unfortunately,
Greetings.
not for us. Because we've got plus to summons. Fire Golem does count as a fire skill, yes, but we're not going to use it. That just goes over to him, so now the enchants are 2 levels higher. His firebolts.
Hello.
It's just very nice. Anyways, Act 4 is done. Give yourselves the clap, everybody. Great job. Let's move into Act 5. Oh, that's nice, Nerf.
It takes more than a siege to stop me.
Could also buff our
Not
corpse
dressed as
explosion.
Pete Davidson this year. I'm dressed as a garbage bag because I was recently told people like me are garbage.
Do you like Diablo 4 or something?
I can't.
Got him. Okay. We have level 25. I look quite rested. I'm not, don't worry. I'm faking it. So all we need is level 25 for the Ancients. So if you don't have level 25 yet, you can farm back in Act 3 is where I like to do that. Go back to like the Flare Jungle, go back to Serena, those areas, and that's where you can really kind of farm up. Otherwise, if you try and farm in Act 5 and you're not level 25, you're going to get 0 experience. Literally 5% experience. It's horrible. Damaged partisan.
My, what a messy little demon.
Oh wait, sorry, not 25. 20. Why did I say 25? You don't need 25 for ancients. You need 25 for experience. So I've got dad brain. You cannot get experience in Act 5 unless you're level 25. Hey, a rare ring. Come on. Hey, very nice. That's actually a fantastic ring. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, 10 FCR. It's just nice to have. It helps with your teleporting. It helps with, you know, a little bit of your casting of Corpse Explosion and the summons and all of that stuff. Number two, it has 19 fire res, which is really nice. We love fire res. But the best thing about it is it has 15 to energy and 29 to mana, which is a lot of mana. So like, look, we'll put this on. We go from 108 to 163 mana with that. And that is fantastic because when we do start moving into Corpse Exploding, which we will be moving into that in a bit, that is just going to give us so many more Corpse Explosions and just be worth so much more in that capacity. So very, very nice. Yeah, like a 50% increase of mana. More. Save the barbs. Make sure you hang around till they actually leave. If you don't stick around till they open a portal, they will just stand there with the gate broken. 1 hour cash. Thank you for the Prime sub. This is not PD2. This is OG D2R. Alright, perfect. Barbs are saved, gets us Rallor Tal, which does get us an Ancient's Pledge. I don't really have a good head. I didn't find, you know, a really nice one that's got a bunch of plus skills or anything on it. So, totally fine to swap out. War Sword's interesting. But 71 strength, 45 dex is a lot. Favorite class in D2. I like a lot of different classes for different reasons. Like sometimes I'm like, ooh, I really enjoy playing, you know, like Poison Nova Necro or something. But I don't really enjoy playing, you know, the Summon Necro as much, but I like playing the Golem Summon Necro more. I like speedrunning assassins, trap assassins, but I don't like playing a trap assassin in the end game.
I can't.
So it's really a mix and match.
I can't.
Okay, we'll leave a TP because we do want to do the Frozen River, and generally there's a waypoint right here in the Glacial Trail. Not all the time, but it happens often enough. Again, we can buy and resell right there. Repair all our stuff. Sorry, Gunza. And keep rolling. As a multiplayer, a lot of people playing. Not as many as are going to be playing Llama RPG. But it's alright. I think if they like came back, added some nice changes to the game, they could, and like got rid of bots, they could bring back a lot of people, honestly. That could be it over there, honestly. It may be left and up. I actually think it is. Imagine no bots. Imagine all the Diablo without bots ruining it. Something like that. Ooh, gross. Sorry. If you can get something with plus skills like lidless or something, that'd be nice. If his res are fine. Gross, primo. Okay, we'll get 10 all res, because that's always nice. Congrats on the baby, such a long break. I mean, was it that long of a break, really? Like a week and a half, maybe, that I took before I had one stream there.
I can't.
I guess 2 weeks, if you count. Which is long for me, that's fair. No, I, did not quit D2 or anything. I became a father? Oh, I was already a father. Now I've got a second. Oh, dang, Paladin. I'm sorry. Became a father again. Don't worry, we're working our way back in. We're not quite at full schedule yet. It's gonna be rough for the next month, up and down. We're trying to figure out, you know, when I can work here and there. It'll be shorter streams sometimes, and not every day and all that, but we will work back into full time here. Another girl. 2 girls. Okay. Ancients, make sure you're on players 1.
The resting place.
Less than 3.
And then go rockin'. And at this level, with this number of points here, we should be fine. Thank you, Jandre. We also, of course, do have Iron Maiden, if necessary, on our swap. Actually, it's in my stash, but I could always go back and get it. Sure, Mikhail. Nice. Oh yeah, I don't sleep anymore. Alright, so we've maxed out Ray's skeleton. We could either continue with Blood Golem if we wanted, but he's actually doing pretty well. We'll just start going Skelly Mastery. Get these Skellies a little bit stronger before we eventually do shift out of them. It's okay, I'll sleep when I'm dead, which will probably be in a few years based on how little sleep I'm getting right now. Just do a sleeping stream? Well, the problem is, you know, I'm not...
Impossible.
Sleep, you know, we're going and Gotta go change the baby, do all that. Okay, we'll go up to 40 strength there. Twin boys to even up the numbers. True. It's a household of women. Ever done a mapless stream? Yeah, I did a mapless zoomed in before. Just running around like this.
Impossible. Impossible.
So, in the Worldstone Keep level 2, I usually recommend going and getting the waypoint just as a safety precaution. You never know when, you know, something happens. Plus, you can always farm down here, which can be really nice. Whoa. Unexpected. Not gonna give it to me. There it is. Why does this game look so much better than D4? That's the thing. A lot of people say D4 looks amazing, but I think D2R blows it out of the water, honestly. Looks like way better.
I can't.
Perfect, Joseph. The clutter of D4, the flashy stuff. There's a lot of colors that don't mesh well. Like, so many skills look terrible in it.
Congrats on the baby. Reminder that it has been 10,504
Sounds fun,
days
Jay.
since the Cowboys won a Super Bowl.
Okay. Real mature. That's right, G-Man. Okay, so one fine tip that you can have in Act 5 is you can actually stand up here and have your summons down low. And then when he goes and decrepifies, he'll decrepify you, but not your summons. He always kind of decrepifies whatever is furthest to the top right. So this is a way to keep your summons from getting decrepified, making it way harder for them. But then you are a little trapped up there, but... Also, on this wave, it's really good to just constantly be spamming summon so that these guys aren't just unsummoning everything. Or resummoning everything, I should say. You're in Dallas the last night this evening, down from Canada. Is there anything I should do, should miss while being in DFW? Can't miss. A tough one. I mean, all I'm thinking of is like delicious food, but... Skilling master. Elsa, thank you very much for the resub, or for the sub, friend sub. Appreciate that. If you want, like, I mean, it depends where you're at and everything. If you want delicious barbecue, and you're kind of close to McKinney, even not kind of, but whatever. Go to Hutchins Barbecue in McKinney. Absolutely fantastic. If you want delicious Korean food, go to George Bush in Old Denton. There's a little Korea over there that just has tons of good Korean food. There's all sorts of stuff. You can't go wrong in so many. If you want the best sushi I've ever had in my life, go to, but it's a little pricey, Sushi by Scratch. It's in a hotel, though you won't be able to get a reservation. Then you'll need a few weeks. Hard 8 greater than Hutchins? Get out of here. And Okay, 45 strength. We'll live with that. For the last wave, I like being down here a little more.
I picked up D2R on Switch as a dad, and so far it's nice to have that extra option. Did Llama ever do much on using a controller? Or any
No.
tips/tricks?
You're in Arlington. Oh, okay, that's a bit down south. Let's see. What's really good down in Arlington?
Love your content, man. Congrats on the baby.
You could
than
go
3.
like tour the Cowboys stadium. That's always really cool. Even though the Cowboys suck, the stadium tour is really cool. Nigga, thank you very much. Though I'm not sure if you'll be able to do it at this late. Again, it's your last night. I don't really do much down in Arlington. Brute Squad, 77 months, thank you. Squid Game 2 trailer is out. Ooh. So you can always kill, or if these guys just start getting to be too much, you can always just drag them as well.
Not enough.
So one thing with this game is if you can bring the mobs outside, then you can telly back in. Let's go ahead and get some skellies. And Bale will laugh and go on to the next wave, or in this case, to fighting it.
Lord of destruction,
Make sure you're on players 1 and 1
so great, eviscerate the syndicate, I decimate, eradicate my foes and turn tonic, say they suffocate, choke on my name. Lord of seduction, Lord of disruption, Lord of the lies, blah, high society's terrified, mass genocide, my master rhymes identify the stale while they listen as I amplify, specify it's time to die.
Food.
Thank you so much. Now, for Bale, I like shifting to Clay Golem because he has that slow, which is just really nice. My alert is cut off? What do you mean? We can also, of course, just have it be Blood Golem and go back and do the same strategies we've done before. Grab our Iron Maiden. And just have him physical our boy. This is normal. So either way is totally fine. Go to the Cold Plains, pick up a few summons, come back and do it that way, or just Iron Maiden and have him roll from there. The alert on the screen for the dono is cut off at the top of the screen. Let me see.
Lord of destruction, Lord of corruption, Lord of the hate and pain, I instigate a flow so great, eviscerate the syndicate, I decimate,
It's not cut off, but the llama seems to be
say they
missing.
suffocate, choke on my name. Lord of
I'll have to go look and see. It looks like the image somehow disappeared. Let's finish him off with some nice summons. More fun.
Hello again.
Congrats on number 2. I'm very happy and excited for you and Moo.
Thanks,
You are a well of
Loriana.
positivity and you deserve the best. Happy days.
Get him, boys! Dang. He got us. And that's why this is generally the better way to go. If he blasts you twice, you're done. Once your minions get a little stronger later on, it can really start to pick up and be nice. But until then. Come on. Bail. One more good hit. Nice. GG. Give yourselves the clap, everybody. You have just beaten normal. Easy as that. We'll sell some dudes. Put some things here. Go collect some runes. Oh, you already got those. Go talk to Anya. Big money. 2 to Iron Maiden, 1 to Bonewall, 2 to Confuse. So, not great, but it does give us more Iron Maiden if we don't want to use the wand instead. Put the gold away. And that's part normal. So, when we get into Nightmare, we're going to get more into the Golem. We're going to get more into the Thorns and this really cool, fun way to play it. This was a pretty standard normal summoner, I would say, through normal. Here was our skill build right there. Just the 1 point there. Could put the 1 point in Iron Maiden as well. And you could also, of course, have a point in Corpse Explosion, but I don't like doing that early. Like I say, that kind of is a later stage. Here's all of my stats. I like having a little bit of strength so I can start wearing some nicer belts and gear that's kind of interesting. That's, you know, like some gloves. There's a few things that are kind of in that 40, 45 strength area. And then our gear, we have 3 to Blood Golem, 10 FCR right here, which is just fun for a nice big Blood Golem. We have Berserker's Helm for Fire Res. Sweet Amulet, got a plus to summoning skills, exactly what we wanted, with some life and mana, a little Fire Res. Nothing really on the head, so we're using this. It's okay, but not that great. Stealth, some Magic Find that we shopped, some Magic Find there, didn't really find another great ring. Hit recovery, we found this awesome ring, really good mana on this, so that's, you know, 60 mana almost, 59 mana boost. And then some small faster run walk. And for charms, just 9 life, 4 to mana. So, gear not amazing. It's okay. Really, that amulet's kind of the only nice thing, and then that ring's okay. Otherwise, pretty medium stuff. Let's move into Nightmare in part 2, and we will start getting into the really fun part of the build. But congratulations, you just beat normal. So GG. I will see you guys in part Nightmare. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. Peace.